Hi, I'm Gail and welcome back to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Today we're going to make an Azores cake. It's made with coconut. It's actually a recipe that I received from a lady that works in the grocery store down at the corner. She's Portuguese, and Azores are islands just off of Portugal, and this is their special cake. So what I've done is I've improvised, changed it around a little bit and made it low carb. So I hope you get to enjoy this as much as I do. So let's get started. Now the first thing I've done is I needed 5 eggs. I've separated them, so I've got 5 yolks in here and I've got the egg whites in here. So I'm going to transfer the egg whites into my mixing bowl, and we're going to beat them up, and we're going to gradually add 5 tablespoons of xylitol, which I've already put in the blender, the mixer, and made it into a powder. So I'm going to gradually do that. And you just add it little by little. And I'll do this until I get it done. There we go, we've got our egg whites into a nice peak. Now I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to bring out my other mixing bowl, and I'm going to put in my 5 egg yolks. And I have 1/3 cup of xylitol that I've powderized. Actually, what I started doing was I just go and buy my xylitol, and then I put it in my Ninja food processor, and I grind it all up to make it into powder, and I just find it works so much easier. So now I've also needed a package of unsweetened coconut. So I've used a 200-gram package, and I've put it in my Ninja, and I've made it more into like a meal sort of thing. So I've already done that. Now we're going to add that into our mixing bowl. Now I'm going to add a cup of coconut milk. Now the coconut milk I used, it ends up being this particular brand, and it's for 1/4 cup. It's 1 net carb, so it is very good in the carb count. So we're just going to mix this together. So I've got that mixed nicely. Now we're going to take the meringue and we're going to add it to the mixture. You can double this recipe. Actually, when I received the recipe from Mar, it was doubled, and I've just cut it back and then converted it into low carb. So I'm just going to fold this in, and I'm going to mix it until I have it totally yellow. So all my whites are mixed in. Now I'm just going to add a cup of unsweetened coconut. And it's regular consistency. We're going to stir this in, and then I'm going to put it in a ovenware dish, and we'll get it baked. Now I measured out my parchment paper to put in my 7x11 pan, and we're going to pour our mixture in there. You're going to have to be careful, but it does work quite well. There we go. It's a very nice cake. The actual The original recipe is super, super sweet. It's absolutely amazing, but it is far from low carb, and I had to try it that way first so that I knew what I was getting into when I was trying to convert this into a low carb. So I am going to put this in the oven at 350 for approximately an hour. It'll probably be a little less because I've cut the recipe in half. So we will do that. So here's my low carb Azores cake. It took 36 minutes to bake it in this 7 by 11 dish. Absolutely delicious. Now what's really interesting about this cake is the actual recipe is, if I double it or just leave it as the size I've made this one, 5 eggs, 1 can of condensed milk, a package of coconut flakes or whatever, and you mix that all together and you get this delicious cake. But the carbs are just totally outrageous. So by me converting it into low carb, it's a lovely cake. It's not ridiculously sweet. You could add some more xylitol if you'd like to add some more, but it's a nice treat. And I get about 18 pieces out of this dish, about approximately this size, and it's just under 4 carbs, 3.88 or whatever. Quite nice. Very, very nice. You can find my recipe on lowcarbrecipeIdeas.com. Check out this recipe and check out my other recipes. And please leave some comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to hear how you have enjoyed some of the recipes that I put on. You take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.